They pay them $2,000. That 18-year-old is so excited to get that $2,000, not knowing that that man could record what is being viewed, whether it's screen record, whether it's using a camera and recording. They can record it, and you know what they can do? They can sell it. Sell it for 3 times the amount that they initially paid this content creator to perform those acts.
Disgusting they are. And also, when I get curious and nosy sometimes, like, I'll go look at their profile and they have like a whole girlfriend or a whole wife, and sometimes, even disgustingly enough, they have kids.
Here's why starting an OnlyFans was the worst decision I made in my life. I did not realize that I was literally selling parts of my soul, and the money could have never made it worth it.
OnlyFans, when I say the amount of research I did for this, when I say this topic intrigued me the most, I cannot fathom why these young women want to berate themselves on a social media platform for monetary gains. I cannot understand why at 8 you can make such a decision that can impact your life in the future. I don't understand why these voyeurs of these OnlyFans pages are doing what they're doing. I have so many questions. So sit back, relax, and let's talk about being an OnlyFans model. So these youths are, as soon as they turn 18, they're going to OnlyFans. They are looking so young. Some of them are 18 but look 15. Some of them are 18 but look 14. And these men viewing their content, these men are asking them to do obscene things for monetary gains. These men are disgusting to ask these young people to do these things. I am not here to bash the young women. I am not here to tear them down. I am here to bring awareness to these OnlyFans pages. Having our young people that don't have the mental maturity parade themselves in an indecent manner before they have the cognitive ability to make a rational decision about their future. OnlyFans was started in 2016. It was by the founder. His name is Tim Stoley. He was always in some type of adult entertainment. That was his lane. And he wanted to start a page, a social media account similar to Instagram. And he said his vision was to get fans to pay for watching the content creators' content. That was the premise behind it. He did that. It was geared to a lot of sex workers because, remember, that was his stream, his avenue that he was familiar with. There were other non-sexual workers, content creator on the platform, but both were there. During the pandemic in 2020, sex workers, they couldn't do what they had to do because everything was shut down. So it was droves of them coming to OnlyFans. And you heard a lot about it because these young girls, they would tell their friends, oh, I made $1,000. Oh, I made $2,000. And all I had to do was model some lingerie. Or they will make $10,000. Sometimes people make $500,000. And it was like word of mouth. And everybody, younger, older, some of the celebrities, kids, they to the platform because there was money to be made there. There were people having a product or having content, and then there was viewers that was willing to pay for that. Now, not everyone on the platform made money, but a lot did. And now it's oversaturated that a lot of the content creators on the platform are not paying for it. Keep in mind, I even listened to a video where another OF content creator telling people how to promote, because you want to promote your information to the public to gain your followers, but you don't want to promote it in such a way that you're selling sex, because the goal with OF, You need to have a huge following. Once you have a huge following, then your revenue is high. But if you're just starting out, you have to make a name for yourself in order to tell people to branch over to OF and see my content. The downside of this is that people are ruining their lives. People are ruining their lives in many ways. Mental health issues, people having PTSD, people having anxiety. Let me tell you what I've learned doing this research. You would initially start out a OnlyFans page. You would say, I'm showcasing my feet. There's a lot of men that have a foot fetish. That's very popular. You start showing your feet. You only making about $500 a month. Then someone asks you while you're viewing your feet, hey, can I see some legs? You see legs and they offer you about $1,000 to see your leg. And then after that content is created, you're like, oh my gosh, I made $1,500 and all I did was show my leg. Then you're going to go and do something else because someone else is going to ask you to do other things and they're going to pay you to do that. And then as time go on, you're doing more stuff for more money. And each time you're trying to chase the money. So you're doing other things and it turns out into full-blown porn. You're actually engaging sexual activities on OF when you first initially didn't want to do that because you're chasing the money. There's a lot of OF creators. Let me name a few. There are some well-known OF creators like Ruby Rose, Lauren Blake. There's also a teenager that once she turned 18, a daughter of a celebrity by the name of Sammy Sheen. That's Charlie Sheen's daughter. Once she turned 18, she automatically went to OnlyFans because it's being glorified. We all now have the Bop House. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it, but the Bop House are OnlyFans creators. And if you see their content, you see that they are young women that look like they are 12, 14. They could be 18. Some of them don't even want to disclose their age. Some of them are afraid to do that because they know the backlash that they're going to get. But this house was derived from the people that was popular on OnlyFans. The men that are viewing this content is giving me pedophilia type. Yes, it is. Because these women are too young. Or should I say these young ladies are too young. And they're doing, kid-like things. But who's watching it? These men are paying hundreds and thousands of dollars for these young people to shake their butt or shake their breasts on TV, do jumps or whatever. These are the fantasies of the men that was trying to suppress their urges for these young girls. And now they have a social media outlet to do it. OF is being so glorified right now that they have an award ceremony. It's called XBiz. I'm not sure when the 2025 award ceremony was held, but 2026 is going to be held in January in LA. All content creators on OF, they're going to showcase their talent. They are rewarded for the revenue they bring. They're rewarded for being successful in this genre of entertainment. And it's sad. Let's go into a few videos of why it's horrible for these young women to be content creators on OF.
If you're thinking about making an OnlyFans, I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't, coming from someone who happily does. You're not going to make nearly as much money as other influencers are going to tell you that you're going to, because that's oversaturated market at this point. Maybe in 2016, this is a get rich quick kind of thing. Not anymore. And once you do, you have to realize this is on the internet until after, like, you will be dead and this shit will still be very much alive on the internet. And there's nothing you can do about that. And you have to realize that and be 1,000% okay with that.
So I just want to say, she mentioned a big part about it, because I said earlier that or voyeurs of this content would ask these young women or young men to do sexual activities. Think about this. A man or a woman asks, let's say a man. The man asks this young woman that's 18, I want you to do whatever explicit thing. I'm not going to share the explicits on this platform, but they ask them to do this. They pay them $2,000. That 18-year-old is so excited to get that $2,000, not knowing that that man could record what is being viewed, whether it's screen record, whether it's using a camera and recording. They can record it, and you know what they can do? They can sell it. Sell it for twice or 3 times the amount that they initially paid this content creator to perform those acts. And now your information is all over the media, all over the web, and is there until you die. Now you get to an age of being 40. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? The men that you're trying to attract when you get older are not going to want you. There are a lot of men that don't want any women on OF. They don't. That's why you young people need to understand that making these type of decisions can affect you in the long term. Let's get into another video.
In order to keep this money coming, I have to keep exposing my body over and over and over again. I'm running to the stores to get lingerie, to get baby suits, to get this, to get that. Like, I'm doing it so much. I never had clothes on Instagram. It was to the point where I was getting so tired that I would only just make sure I had enough just to pay the bills. I was like, fuck buying the designer, fuck the clothes, fuck trying to get jewelry.
This is sad that you have to go to... She's only trying to pay her bills. She's doing whatever on social media just to bring money in to pay bills. She can't even afford the luxuries of life. And you're doing this? This is your profession? This is what you want to do? This is what you want to subject yourself to? She sounds so sad and miserable. While others are glorifying it, while other women or other younger women are trying to get into this field. Take heed. Let's finish.
Like, I was just so drained from what I was doing. In the beginning, it was cool. First couple of months or the first year, I would say, you just like whatever, until it starts getting old. And mind you, I tell you, I ain't getting naked on there. I'm not having sex. I'm not doing nothing crazy. So it's like, the thing is, it's only so much of what you can do. And I'm not about to take shit that further. It's not that deep to me. But I can still make money off literally doing nothing. But it started just hitting a point where I was just like, I don't want to do this no more. I was trying to do music, dating out here also, or just whatever the case may be, just meeting people, normal people, trying to make friends, or whatever the case may be. And I knew 100% what I was doing wasn't the right thing, but it reflected in so much of the type of people I was attracting, or it reflected so much in me trying to build relationships with people out here, or me trying to network out here. Nobody took me serious. Every man I was coming around, whether if it was business, dating, it don't even matter, just male friends, it don't even matter. Everybody's sexualizing you, because it's the way I'm representing myself. So I can't be mad of what it is that I'm doing, or how people judging me, or why nobody's taking me serious. And you would really have to know me to know that, yo, I'm taking care of shit back home. I'm taking care of this. Like, but don't nobody give a fuck about all of that. Nobody gives a fuck about really getting to know you and what you really dealing with. Nobody cares. They just want to judge you from the outside. I could be the best person in the world, but you don't give a fuck. All you see is ass and titties. Like, you see a body and people are just trying to do what they sexualize you, whatever they're trying to do. And I was never.
I feel bad for this young lady for many reasons, because she, like she said, she started off where it was okay and she was making money, but it got stale and it got old. And like she said, the men, they didn't care about her. They didn't care who she was. They saw her body. She was an object. They objectified her. And that's not the way to live. We, as women, we had to fight for our seat at the table. We had to fight for where we are today. And to take 2 steps back and to be a part of this industry is crazy. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this content. And I'll see you in the comments.